Hey guys, Rob here from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Today we're going to be doing the top 5 shit hit the fan essential items. Now I can only pick 5 items for this challenge, and we're going to get ahead and get started here. So my number 1 is going to be a water filter. Here we have the Sawyer Mini, and it basically does up to 100,000 gallons of water if you maintain it. And by maintaining it, I mean back flushing the filter, keeping the filter clean, keeping it from clogging. Now the nice thing about this guy, the ends, well, this end anyway, can screw onto any average water bottle, 2-liter bottle, and most other containers. Now it's 5 items, but this filter system comes with a container and the back flush device. Now, whether or not these can be counted and brought, because we're only doing 5 items, remember guys, is beyond the point anyway. So we have the Sawyer Mini water filter as my number 1 go-to out of the 5. Next, we have a fire steel. A great method of creating fire. This normally, unlike a Bic lighter, does not run out of fuel until this material is depleted. So, you gotta keep warm, you gotta make fire somehow. I know there's easier methods than a fire steel, but this is the old reliable. And lighters do eventually run out of fuel, guys. So, with this, if you don't, as long as you are not crazy with it, this will last you. Now, one thing to note, guys, if you want to get a fire steel, try to get one with a larger diameter than this one. This is like a I'm gonna say a 1/4 inch diameter. I would like to get maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch diameter fire steel. That way you have a lot of material and it's not going to break on you or anything like that. So that's my number 2, a fire steel. Next, we have a fixed blade knife. This is my new one I got from the surplus store. It's a Wartech stainless steel blade. It's got the serrated edges for descaling fish, getting the scales off of fish. It is a complete full tang blade here, guys. It's one solid piece of metal with handle attachments, the screws. And this is a nice, this particular one, I particularly like this because of the grip, the handle, and it feels very comfortable in the hand. Super sharp, and you need some type of cutting device. And then along with this, there's many uses for this, and it also acts as your striker. Use the back part, or even the serrated edges here, to make your fire steel usable. Okay, so that's my number 3 option, is a good, nice fixed blade knife, full tang. Go from there. Alright, number 4, paracord, as much as possible. This is 100 feet. I'd love to carry more, but for this video, this is what I have with me. So, 100 feet of paracord. Everybody knows what you can do with paracord. The options are limitless. Make shelter, make snares, make traps, make fishing line, to make a tourniquet, there's so many options. You got to have tons of paracord, and since you can only have, I'm only going by items here, as long of length of paracord as you can carry. All right, and my final number 5, I actually made a clip, video clip that I'm going to show right now, and basically it shows off my shelter that I bought, and my shelter is very large. It can double as your sleeping bag as well. Say it's super cold out, you can double it up as a sleeping bag, and you'll be set. You don't have to just sit in the shelter and shiver and die of the elements. You can wrap yourself up a couple times in it because it's that big, and be nice and toasty warm because you'll see in this video coming up here next. A outdoor tube tent, aluminum coated, insulates body heat for extra warmth. That's that rigid silver stuff that doesn't rip. Orange color, 23 feet of rope, 4-piece 9-inch zinc plated carbon steel tent pegs. Can be used as a shelter, ground cover, emergency blanket, etc., which is nice. Paid $19.95 for this thing. 82 inches by 36 inches. Alrighty guys, I got the tarp shelter basically laid out as neatly as possible. It's not very neat. It's actually sealed in a rectangle shape with flaps, but I did discover, yes, it is very large and has the aluminized interior to reflect heat back. This thing is massive. You could probably fit 2 people in here easily. So pretty happy. Got that discovered on, obviously I'd set it up lean-to fashion, anchor points to do everything up lean-to style, but I don't know if those will last very long. They look kind of flimsy. I more or less have to almost punch a hole in one end and run just a string of paracord across and tie it to some trees. So those are my top 5 shit hit the fan essential items that I've chosen. Now there is some pros and cons to my selections. I'm going to go through the cons first. I have to rely, if I was to bug out into the woods, I would have to rely on deadfall. And what I mean by deadfall is dead trees and plants in order to maintain a fire. That might not be possible all the time, so that's a big con for the selection I made of my stuff. I do not have a medical kit either. That's another con, not for the 5 items. Now I went by items, guys, so a medical kit doesn't count. You could maybe choose 1 item out of your medical kit, right? So that doesn't make sense to do that though, not for this particular challenge. Now pros, I got water covered, I got fire covered, I got my knife covered, I got shelter and paracord covered. That's a pretty decent amount if you only get to pick 5 items. And even if I can't use the other items that go with the Sawyer, this is still usable. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House checking out. That's it for now.